What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Chaos Pro, and today we're going to be doing a review on the March OTA. So welcome back to my channel, everybody. Yes, that is right. Today we got an OTA, and I'm going to go ahead and go over some of the changes and basically the updates that this game is basically doing in terms of the backends. So with that being said, before we get started, if you guys can, please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I work very hard on these videos, and I bring them to you every single day. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into the mix. Alrighty, first on our list is going to be Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is a very interesting card because it is going to be going from a 4/4 to a 4/5. Now, this is actually a revert because the card originally was a 5/6 that got originally knocked down to a 4/5. And then with the amount of cards that were at the time, I believe like the Silky Smooth decks and things like that that were going around and the Shuri decks, this card was starting to see some crazy play, and people were starting to essentially buff her and making her really crazy strong. And then after they nerfed her from a 4/5 to a 4/4, she stopped seeing play. So I guess they're going to be giving her some buffs. Now that a lot of cards in the general aspect have been getting kind of power creeped, I think it's only right that she gets her rightful return to a 4/5 and hopes that she starts seeing a little bit more play again. Next on the list is Apocalypse. Apocalypse is going to be going from a 6/8 to a 6/6. This is a mind-blowing change. I can't believe that they're doing this. I guess that the Apocalypse has been essentially the best card in terms of, discard, decks. Not necessarily the Helicide, but the normal standard discard style decks where you're, discarding a lot of cards like, Mobius and other things. And I guess they just wanted to remove a little bit of the power because he's been in absolutely, he's the top card in that deck technically. So I guess they wanted to cut it back a little bit. I guess, when cards like Dracula or other things are in the mix, they wanted to make it so that, you're not receiving, 12 power immediately, but you're more going to be going from a 6 to a 10 to a 14. So I guess it kind of cuts it back a little bit, and it's a little bit more of from a standpoint of a balance. I guess you will be able to contend with it a little bit more easier. Not sure if this is going to be the absolute change that it needs, but I am actually kind of excited about this because it's different, and I like different. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the next card. Next on the list is Mind Stone. Mind Stone is going to be going from a 1/1 to a 2/1. It's going to be increasing in cost. This is a great change. I'm glad to see that more Thanos cards like the stones are getting changed. Thanos is a top contender. We can all just agree with this. And it's just absolutely absurd how good it is sometimes, especially when the stones in general are just the greatest part of the deck. I have actually said in the past that the Mind Stone should be a 2 cost or should only allow you to draw 1 card. I entirely think that they should be nerfing all of the draw factor except for the Mind Stone. I think the draw factor in the stones are just too good, aside from the fact that they give you such great abilities. And, I think this is a good step in the right direction. I like to see that these cards get gutted. All the stones in general, you would see people pull Mind Stone turn 1, snap, and they knew that they already had a lot of good draws ahead of them. Next on the list is Psylock. Psylock is going to be getting reverted from a 2/2 to a 2/1. I'm actually really excited about this because essentially this is one of the greater cards in and only being played in Thanos. Having the additional, drawback of the extra power is helpful. I think this is great. And, she was just kind of also being the abuse factor. I think want to just remove Thanos as a top tier deck for the most part. And this was definitely one of the cards that definitely helped it, allowing you to dip into the 5 cost cards really early. They, I think, really just want to get rid of the power creep in that. And that's just an absolute awesome step forward. Next on the list is Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock is going to be going from a 5/4 to a 5/5 with his recent 5 cost add. He's now going from a 5/4 to a 5/5. I think this is, I guess, kind of cool. This helps actually in some sense for decks like Cerebro 5. I think this is kind of cool. I think this is great. I think if they had made it a 5-6, it would have fairly made it too easy to draw the cards. But now you can start playing this in Cerebro 5s, and it will give it some form of a home. I think this is fantastic. Last but not least, the Guardians of the Galaxies are going to be receiving a bit of change to their cards. This is kind of a power adjustment as well as a rework because their abilities revolve around them getting plus power. Last but not least, we have the Guardians of the Galaxy. All of the cards in the Guardians of the Galaxy, such as Rocket Raccoon, Star-Lord, Groot, Drax, and Gamora, are going to be getting different changes and shifts to their base power. They are also going to be receiving an adjustments to their additional on reveal plus powers. So this part is going to be a little bit confusing, so bear with me as I explain this. Rocket Raccoon is going to be going from a 1-2 to a 1-1, but his on reveal is going to be going from a +2 to a +4. This actually makes him from a 1-4 to a 1-5. That's technically the amount that he will be receiving if you hit his ability correctly. Star-Lord is not going to be getting changed in terms of his power versus the other Guardians. But his ability will be giving him +3 to a +4. So that means instead of being a 2-5, he now will become a 2-6 if you hit his ability. Groot will also be getting an adjustment from his power from a 3-4 to a 3-3, but his bonus will be going from a +2 to a +4. So instead of a 3-6, he now will be a 3-7. Drax will also be getting a nerf to his power in terms of a 4-6 to a 4-5. But his power bonus will be going from a +2 to a +4. So ultimately, instead of a 4-8, he will become a 4-9. And Gamora will be receiving an adjustment to her power level, but she will be remaining the same in terms of her increase of power. She will be going from a 5-7 to a 5-8, but her power will be going from +5 to a +4. So what this means is that she still will be essentially a 5-12 in the end. Thus, she's the only one really not getting any kind of adjustment other than she's just getting a more increase of her base power. With that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get going. It's been real. I love you all. Catch you guys in the next one. And don't forget to tune in when I'm streaming this week. I will be streaming all week long in terms of getting those awesome, Twitch drops. So be sure to follow me, guys, there, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. If you guys can, please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.